bus station look like it smell like segregation on the inside. I bet you they still got a whites-only water fountain. This bus station look like the struggle. All my life I had to fight bus station. Freedom Riders bus station. We shall overcome bus station.
Once again, it's on, and I'm your host, Red Kool-Aid. On our last episode, we built the micro community of Ravens Reach. You know, they do a little crab fishing, little lobster trapping, and so forth and so on. This episode, I'm on a mission. I've lingered and lollygagged and played around on this side of the river for too long. This episode, we are gonna finish this side of the city. On our next episode, we jump in the river finally and building a bigger downtown. So what you're seeing me do first is not involved in the thumbnail. It's not even really that important. It's important that I fill in the space because looking at it from a bird's eye view, I felt like, it's a little bit too much space between that main avenue and the college. That's where we are to give you a little bit of spatial reasoning. We're right outside that college campus. Carson Street is to our right, and the gardens, the Section 8 housing is to our left. The only thing really unique about this neighborhood is I'm using these little I don't think they're row houses. I think they're more townhouses, but it's not a lot to it, so this isn't really a main part of the video, but I did want to show it because when you see it later on and you feel like, hold on, there were some spots that we didn't fill in. We filled in everything, and I'll show like a main overview somewhere in the video. This part of our city is done. Finally, I can jump across the river and have me some big fun. Like right now, we just doing it medium. We need to go have the big fun. I'm laying out some of these Minnesota joints, a few of the New England's, nothing too special. We're just building up, filling up spaces. That's what this episode is about. Now, I will detail that off camera, but again, that's not the point. We're here to build the craft beer market in that this is like a little tourism district, but we're going to do it our way. We're going to do it the Viridian County style. So we're going to clear out some of these trees. Again, this is one of those spaces. This is right outside Sunset Park, and it's been naked. It's been butt naked the whole time. So we're going to use this little tourism district, and actually the motivation behind this was one of my favorite asset creators loaded that little craft beer market and restaurant place. Gotta use it. Also this little art building, I think he bought like supplies and stuff in there or something, I'm not sure. And I'm gonna use a little parkway path to a road to raise this up. So this actually isn't a lot gonna be going on. This isn't gonna be a super busy district, but one thing I am gonna add is a intercity bus station. This is in a further effort to get these ridiculous cars off my road. I promise, man. I'm building the city I want, but the traffic does weird things. It doesn't get backed up. It always stays above 85%, but it's just too many cars, man. So this is going to be a tourism district, but it's still going to be somewhat chill. Luckily, we're really close to some tram lines and stuff, so we don't have to worry about too many people coming in for those things. But again, with this inner city bus station, I ran some tests on it, and the amount of buses is City Skylines. That's what it is. But we're going to deal with it. Again, I'd rather have you bringing a bus with 60 people or 100 people than a car with like 4 goofballs, taking up space, taking up traffic, taking up parking spaces, burning my soul in general. I'm going to use some of these little mossy, moldy cobblestone joints to kind of cover up the clipping. And I'm going to lay out this Oakmont Bakery. Don't get too married to that because I realized that I got one on the avenue back there right outside our new neighborhood next to the library. So I'm going to have to move that. All right, going up on the hill, I'm going to lay out an Applebee's. I really like this asset. I don't think it's new, but I really like it. Also, you can see down there I use that little Italian scooter shop. I don't know why that. Again, some of these things I don't understand why they're tourism. What scooters for real? Like they repair scooters. So I'm coming from out of town. I'm bringing my family. I'm bringing a girl I met at the club so y'all can watch me get my scooter fixed because that's how we roll. Up here on this hill, I'm gonna use a blank fish market asset. You saw me use this in the last episode. I love it because the functionality is the same mostly, but it has a lot less workers, a lot less traffic. But still we got a place where we can dump off some of the. I've come to conclusion this is definitely mostly a fishing town, and it makes sense. We're really close to the water. It's surrounded by water mostly, rivers running through it and everything. So it stands to reason there would be a lot of fishy opportunities, fishy places, fishy scenarios going down in Viridian County. I didn't know that when I started, but I'm cool with that. So we're gonna use these little these blank factories. They're really nothing assets. I'm gonna use PO on this. I'm also gonna use one of these water pumps to fill in this little area. This looks like something that used to be like a boiler room or something, and now it's disused. And again, right now on this especially, I'm using PO because I don't need it to function as a water tower or a pump, or I don't need that. But I like the look. But eventually, I may just use that regular because we always need water. Next, I'm gonna use the customization options in PO to kind of shave the top off this building. I tried it a couple different ways, but it warps if you don't do it a certain way. I want this building to serve as more as an outbuilding than like a main building. So we're just gonna tuck that over to the side. It's like a shed. Also, I'm gonna make these smokestacks a little shorter. They were doing too much. And probably just gonna make this building smaller in general. Not too much though. Next, I'm gonna start working on the framing of what's outside of this area, because there has to be like a nice little buffer between all this noise and the houses that we will definitely put right there. So I'm working with some of these 1U roads, and I'm gonna run a parking lot right here. The parking lot is just to serve as kind of like a natural barrier. Again, there will be some residential up against this, but I have to put some trees and things to make sure the noise from the little tourism district, and it won't be zoned as like a tour. I won't do the specialty kind of thing. I really don't think that has anything to do with anything if you're plopping all the assets. So I'm gonna use no controller, put a little parking lot right here on our temporary Oakmont bakery, because again, this will not remain. Do something way better. And this Travel Lodge UK hotel, put this up here on the corner and kind of like it's raised on the hill. This is the first thing you see when you drive into this side of town. I'm also going to use a little path to run kind of in between it, just to give us as you can see, we're working with levels. Again, I love my levels. We use some of the terraforming paths or assets to kind of shrink this. There we go. Get that out. Get out of here. Can't take it too far because it starts to warp the street. But I'm gonna lay some out in this little area, and we're just gonna put some trees and stuff down in that little holler, as they say in the mountains. It's nothing really right there. I'm not gonna put some fancy park or a bunch of assets. Just gonna put some trees, little happy trees. Y'all know how they go. And I'm gonna slide this path back. This little area I'm gonna make into a park. I found a cool statue on the workshop. I'm gonna use that in that park. And this is our inner city bus station. I'm gonna go ahead and admit I hate the way this bus station looks, yo. This bus station it's just trash. It's like, remember when they was building stuff in the 50s, but they was trying to make it look all futuristic, like that World of Tomorrow kind of swag? Like, nah, fam, that just doesn't match our city. So we gonna do something about that.
We got them little Uzi tickets. Uzi coming to Stag Jam. It was sold out in like 10 minutes, but we still got some tickets. It's 98.5 City Sound.
And while I was building, I started to notice that around our little, on the outskirts of that tourism district, we had other little spots that I had never filled in. This is right in our main St. James old downtown, we call it Old Town district. So we're gonna juggle some of these little residentials in. Our RCI is still heavily in our favor. It won't be after the next episode though. Watch how I flip it. And this little spot right next to it, we're gonna fill this in. There's tram stops all over here, bus stops, everything. So we good on public transport. We just need to get some folks. We need folks. So we're gonna use some of these New Yorks, some of these little road joints, and we're gonna fill that in. No detailing. We're gonna leave that for right now. And this is actually outside the Carson Street district, our other little tourism district. It is a naked spot over there. I don't like the naked spots.
Bucket naked.
So we're gonna fill that in. Nothing too fancy, no detailing. That is not the goal of the episode, but we will end up doing a little something. Oh, this is the statue I was telling you about. Yo, I was on the asset workshop last week 4, and I saw a Billie Holiday statue, bro. Come on. I know y'all might not be familiar with Billie Holiday because she didn't have an Instagram and whatnot and the TikTok, but she's an all-star. You gotta trust me, man. You just gotta trust me on that. Do your Googles. GOAT status, legend status. Also, I'm gonna surface paint all this stuff up, move our fish market over a little bit, paint that up. I'm gonna fill all that in with trees and stuff, don't worry. And our park, we're gonna paint that up. And yeah, there's a little spot right here that I noticed gonna have to have a little retainer wall to kind of hide the imperfection in the heights. But we gonna work with that. Don't worry. Get over there in that corner. Get right. I hate it when it warps the street, yo. I wish that wasn't a thing, but I don't want to make it raised. That makes it lose the effect. So across the street from our tourism assets, I didn't want to put any residential, so I'm gonna use this little tiny police station. Somebody made some SimCity assets. I love all of them that they've loaded so far. That's the water pump. They made that water pump house too. They made that building next to it. Yo, whoever is making that set is going crazy right now. I'm getting everything they doing. Right now, I'm taking some of the parking off of the streets right around the bus station, so the traffic does a little better. It's still going to be ridiculous. And we're naming our district. Like I said, this is the Georgetown district. They ain't really getting money. They spending money. Stick around.
This the sounds of the city with DJ Punko. Hey, yo, who we got on the line?
This is Kimberly.
Tell me where you calling from.
I'm calling from River Park.
River Park going loud. What you want me to play?
Could you play me some Childish Gambino? I don't care what song.
You know what? I got you. Tell them what station plays all the fire.
It's 98.5 City Sounds.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is gorilla. Yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, or I'ma get the pad. Yeah, I'm so cold like yeah. I'm so dull like yeah. We gon' blow like yeah. $100 bands, $100 bands. contraband. I got the plug on who a hawker. Whoa. They gonna find you like Paco. America. I just checked my follow and listen. You motherfuckers owe me.
Today's City Mix is brought to you by Yakisoba Tasty Noodles. Yakisoba, because regular ramen noodles suck.
Alright, yo, I avoided it as long as I could, but we gotta do something about this civil rights bus station. Yo, this bus station look like it smell like segregation on the inside. I bet you they still got a whites-only water fountain. This bus station look like the struggle. All my life I had to fight bus station. Freedom Riders bus station. We shall overcome bus station. We gonna overcome it with some PO. That's what we finna do. Alright, this is way better to me. It's not the best. And I'm gonna change the color of the little tin roof thing, but as you can see, the traffic is jumping. I still need to move that parking lot. We're gonna use Uncle Bob to take off some of this nonsense, and we're gonna detail it up on our own, because we don't need no help detailing no bus station, especially now we ought to try to give us that old Jim Crow edition. We had to do something about that. So we're gonna bob off. We're gonna throw a little door right here because I can see where people are still walking in. So there's where the door is. I had some window assets I found too. We're gonna throw some of those on there just to make it look a little bit more inviting. And we're gonna put some little shops and knickknacks and all kind of stuff on the outside to make it look better. No, I'm not putting a giant sign. This is our Viridian County Sandwich Code. Y'all ain't forgot about that, man. We still eating sandwiches out here. I might have to also use Bob to move this clock out the way, yo. This clock is in a bad spot. You are not gonna go get your sandwiches. You're gonna hit your head on that pole. Then that's a lawsuit. And who you gonna sue? The county? We ain't got it. Y'all be seeing me getting them loans. So let's move this over. Right about there. I'm gonna add a little Mr. Donut right here. And actually, I'm gonna go back to detailing up my park, yo. Billie Holiday Memorial Park. Billie Holiday, Triple OG. And the last thing I wanted to show on camera is us replacing this Oakmont Bakery. Like I said, there's one on the avenue right behind it. We don't need it. It's redundant. We're going to use one of these little commercial assets that kind of looks like an industrial building. Next to that, I'm going to... Hold on, let's slide this back and let's change that color. That baby blue, where's Robin's egg? What do we got going on? Nah, fam. Next to that, I'm going to put a central wine and liquor so you can get your spirits and whatnot, get you drunk on. And then I'm using a Starbucks asset from one of my favorite asset creators, Checo MX. Tap in with his Patreon, tap in with his asset creator page. And I'm going to move some of these bushes over. It's a really kind of small space, and it actually needs to be a drive-through right there. So I'm going to have to move a lot of that. Surface paint this up. Signage to make the street look more alive. I actually end up switching that drive-through sign. It's too big. And I know this sign has some Asian writing on it, but I'm going to copy the right one later on. Don't worry. I'm going to use some of the ploppable asphalt to kind of clean this part up. Again, it's supposed to be a drive-through right here, so I'm really pressed for space. I'm going to use a little white retaining wall to kind of close that off, and a couple of more. I don't know why I'm stringing this out, man. It's over. We did it. We watched it. We saw it. Just go ahead and roll my cinematics. I appreciate y'all hanging out. wanted to make a quick comment about the mural right there with the kid with his head in the rainbow. Personally, I think the artist is trying to say something about, the LGBTQ plus community and exploring and being comfortable. I think that's fire. If that's not what the artist meant, then who cares? Art is subjective. I can see what I want. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, keep commenting stuff. I be seeing y'all in my comments, man. Y'all actually like this stuff. This is fire, man. I love y'all. No pause.